We were all heartbroken at the end of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, where we said goodbye to so many beloved characters and thought that that was it for the wizarding world. But thankfully, that's not the case, and right now we're eagerly awaiting the sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Before we begin, subscribe to CBR and ring that bell to join our notification squad so you never miss a video. Also, we made this video in collaboration with our good friends at TheThings. Stay tuned until the end to see their video. Without further ado, here's everything you need to know about the latest Fantastic Beasts movie.
Do you think you can hold me?
Gellert Grindelwald. Let's start with a refresher on the past of Gellert Grindelwald. In terms of evil magic users, Grindelwald is as bad as it gets. In the wizarding world, he's considered second only to Lord Voldemort himself in terms of his wicked ways and his spectacular power. As a youth, he befriended a young Albus Dumbledore, and the two became quite close. According to J.K. Rowling, Dumbledore developed romantic feelings for Grindelwald. Although we don't know if they were ever reciprocated, the two worked together to dream up a world where witches and wizards ruled over the magicless muggles. Dumbledore had a much-loved younger sister named Ariana, who had been savagely attacked by a group of muggles. Because of this, he developed a disdain for them and was all too happy to go along with his beloved Grindelwald's machinations. However, the pair were eventually involved in a duel with Dumbledore's brother Aberforth, which resulted in the demise of Ariana. This senseless death was a huge wake-up call for Dumbledore and caused him and Grindelwald to part ways. Many years later, Grindelwald was confronted by Voldemort, who was seeking the Elder Wand. In the books, despite being imprisoned and unarmed against such a force, Grindelwald refused to give information which would have led to the desecration of Dumbledore's tomb. Maybe he maintained some fondness for his old friend even after so much time had passed.
I'm alive, but I'm an alchemist and therefore immortal.
Actors. Although we have seen him on the big screen before, Grindelwald has been portrayed by many different actors. We first saw him as a young Grindelwald in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, where he was played by Jamie Campbell Bower. In Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, he was older and played by Michael Byrne. But for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the answer of who plays Gellert Grindelwald was a little complicated. For the vast majority of the film, he was portrayed by actor Colin Farrell. The actor was meant to portray Chief Auror Percival Graves, who Grindelwald uses as a disguise. Thus, audiences got used to Farrell's portrayal of Grindelwald, but when his disguise was removed, we very briefly saw the real Grindelwald was portrayed by Johnny Depp. Since Johnny Depp was the real Gellert Grindelwald, it makes sense that he'll reprise his role in Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Johnny Depp being Grindelwald has always been the plan since day one, and it seems he's taken to the role. He even showed up to San Diego Comic-Con dressed up as Grindelwald to the delight of many fans. However, not everyone is so happy about this casting decision, and there is a surprising amount of controversy about it from fans.
But the old ways serve us no longer.
Casting controversy. Movie-going fans of the Harry Potter universe are furious over the decision to cast Johnny Depp as Gellert Grindelwald. Some fans are up in arms because they loved Colin Farrell's portrayal and felt it represented the true Grindelwald, but other fans have a much darker and yet more understandable reason for being upset about this casting choice. It's not because he isn't a fine actor, but because of his questionable personal life. His ex-wife, Amber Heard, made some pretty serious allegations of domestic abuse against Depp and had the facial bruising to back it up. The charges ended up being dismissed, so their divorce could be wrapped up quickly, but people aren't so quick to forget about the incident. They considered it scandalous that Hollywood would keep casting Depp after this information was revealed about him. Many fans expressed a deep disappointment in J.K. Rowling for allowing this to happen. However, she defended her decision, stating that since Amber Heard and Johnny Depp were trying to pretend this whole thing never happened, the rest of us should as well. She stated that she's looking forward to seeing Johnny Depp portray the character of Gellert Grindelwald.
You fools. Do you realize what you've done?
New evidence. Not only did J.K. Rowling sign off on the decision to cast Johnny Depp, but so did other people involved in the project. Warner Brothers defended the studio's decision to stick with Johnny Depp. They basically claimed that the situation is a complex issue, and they believe there's nothing wrong with hiring Depp for this movie and future films. Director David Yates and producer David Heyman echoed the studio's sentiments about the casting choice. Yates has even spoken publicly in Depp's defense and claims he knows Depp to be full of decency and kindness. However, additional information has come to light that makes this casting choice even more dubious. Recently, there was a serious situation involving Depp on the set of the film City of Lies. He's being sued by location manager Greg Brooks, who claims Depp assaulted him. According to Brooks, Depp verbally attacked him and then punched him twice in the ribs. In addition to this, Depp is also facing a lawsuit from 2 of his former bodyguards. They allege unpaid wages and claim that they were frequently put in toxic situations by Depp. While nobody can say with 100% certainty what's going on here, it seems as if the studio could hardly have chosen a more controversial actor for the role. Just because he's portraying an evil wizard doesn't mean audiences want to see such a scandalous person on screen.
There's strange things going on all over the city. The people behind this, they are not like you and me.
Where and when? If you've missed the hallowed halls of Hogwarts, you're not alone. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald will feature the first return to Hogwarts since Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Besides getting a glimpse at the Hogwarts castle again, we'll also see some scenes shot in both London and New York City. There's so much magical history in the world of Harry Potter that it can be tough to keep track of it at all times. We know that the Fantastic Beasts movies take place long before Harry Potter and his friends started attending Hogwarts, but the magical timeline can be confusing for some. In 1881, the great wizard Albus Dumbledore was born, and he began his Hogwarts career in the year 1892. In 1899, his sister Ariana lost her life after the catastrophic duel between himself, Aberforth, and Gellert Grindelwald. Later, Dumbledore would go on to defeat Grindelwald in a duel in the year 1945. Just to put things into perspective, the first Fantastic Beasts movie begins in the year 1926, about 2 decades prior to Dumbledore's infamous duel. Credence Theory. In Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, we met Credence Barebone, who was born Corvus Lestrange. Yes, that's the same dark magic-loving, pure-blood family Bellatrix Lestrange married into. After his mother, Clarice Lestrange, passed away, he was separated from his family and adopted by a Muggle woman named Mary Lou Barebone. Saying his new mother hated his birth mother was an understatement, and Credence was forced to stifle his magic powers. Because of this, poor Credence became what's known as an obscurial. These unfortunate witches and wizards develop a parasitical force known as an obscurus from repressing their magical powers. Most obscurials tend to pass away before their 10th birthday. However, Credence was remarkable for living into adulthood. In the previous movie, we saw his obscurus grow increasingly out of control and seem to completely consume Credence. But we've since learned that a deleted scene exists showing Credence is still alive. Many fans believe we'll see him in the second movie, and that Newt Scamander will end up saving him from his obscurus. Bolstering this theory is an image showing the publisher of Newt's book is called Obscurus Books. It certainly seems as if we haven't seen the last of Credence Barebones. Considering his tragic backstory and massive potential for power, this is definitely one character we would love to see more of.
Get away from my godson.
Series. Like everything else in the Harry Potter universe, the script for the Fantastic Beasts series was written by J.K. Rowling. This time, there's so much story to tell that we can expect 5 different movies in this particular series. The first movie was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald will be second. This means you can look forward to 3 more movies once this one hits theaters in November. According to producer David Heyman, the movies are designed to stand on their own, so even if you are one of the few people who hasn't yet seen or read Harry Potter, you can still enjoy the Fantastic Beasts series. Heyman also added that each of the 5 films in the series will be very different from one another. Each will have a very different story and tone than the previous one, so audiences will always have something to look forward to. Many fans feel the Harry Potter franchise started out relatively cheerful and got darker as the movies and books went on, but according to Heyman, he isn't sure if the Fantastic Beasts movie will follow suit and get darker and grittier with each new installment. He claims the team behind the movies are focused on creating the best product possible and making each film fun and entertaining.
Your arrogance is a key to our victory.
Claudia Kim. Claudia Kim is a talented actress we can't wait to see in the next movie. However, we don't yet know who she'll be playing, although there have been some hints. It's been revealed she'll be playing a maledictus witch, which is a new term for even seasoned Harry Potter fans. We've heard about blood curses before, such as the one suffered by Astoria Malfoy, the late wife of Draco Malfoy. Maledictus witches and wizards suffer a similar curse, which will eventually overtake them and transform them into some sort of beast. During the movie trailer, we spotted the Circus Arcanus, a secret magic show where Kim's character works. The scene displays a banner reading Maledictus, which is the affliction suffered by Kim's character. We also see the image of a snake and the words en chair et en os, which translates to in the flesh. This leads many fans to believe that Kim's character will be a maledictus witch, which transforms into a snake at some point in time. Snakes have always been significant in the Harry Potter universe, ever since Harry came face to face with one in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. A massive snake who had once been a witch could be a very formidable creature. Some believe the snake Kim transforms into may be none other than Nagini, Voldemort's favorite pet and Horcrux location.
It's late. Good evening, Newt. Oh, come on.
Albus Dumbledore. In addition to being one of the most powerful wizards of all time, Albus Dumbledore is a character much beloved by fans. Therefore, it was imperative that the casting of the role was absolutely perfect. Although many actors were considered, the role of a young Dumbledore will be played by actor Jude Law. We know that Dumbledore eventually fought against his former friend Grindelwald. Their legendary duel was even mentioned in his chocolate frog card. In Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, Dumbledore will be teaming up with former student Newt Scamander. Albus Dumbledore was widely regarded as the most talented student to ever attend Hogwarts. Thus, it was a great surprise that he chose to work there as a professor instead of taking on another more challenging occupation. But Dumbledore had learned from his involvement with Grindelwald that power was his weakness and that he was susceptible to temptation. When conversing with Harry Potter in Limbo, Dumbledore revealed he stayed at Hogwarts to keep himself and those around him safe. One shocking reveal in the trailer is people apparating onto the Hogwarts grounds. Fans know this is absolutely impossible, or at least it was when Harry Potter attended Hogwarts. Could Dumbledore have had something to do with this restriction being put in place?
That is a parasitical magical force that killed a child. What on earth did you use it for?
Obscurials. While we hope to see more of Credence Barebone, we can't help but hope we learn more about the mysterious Obscuruses in the next movie. Some fans even believe they may have something to do with other evil things such as Dementors and Horcruxes. We know that an Obscurus is dangerous, an explosive magic pent up inside a child with magical powers known as an Obscurial. We see the extent of power and destruction an Obscurus can cause in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Another terrifying force we have come to know well over the years are Dementors. These insidious creatures float around draining people of all happiness, and occasionally even souls. In the first Fantastic Beasts movie, we learn it's possible to keep an Obscurus alive. It's also been confirmed by author J.K. Rowling that Dementors don't breed with one another. Could it be possible that an Obscurus could potentially become a Dementor under certain conditions? Some fans believe Obscurials may have something to do with Horcruxes, or that the two share similar properties. The way Credence seems to perish reminded many fans of what happens when a Horcrux is destroyed. It could even be possible that Horcruxes, Dementors, and Obscuruses could somehow be connected to one another. We'll have to watch the next movie to find out.
You'd know Newt is not a great follower of orders.
If you liked our thoughts on the upcoming Fantastic Beasts movie, then check out What You Need to Know About Fantastic Beasts over at TheThings for even more about the Harry Potter prequel. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to their channel, and let them know in the comments that you're a part of the CBR squad. Well, there you have it. Do you think there's a connection between Dementors, Horcruxes, and Obscuruses? Do you think Johnny Depp was the right choice to play Gellert Grindelwald? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching.